Okay, so I have a little thing here. We have A, B, C, and you can ignore I for now. We're really just worried about A, B, and C right now. So I have 3 registers, and yeah, I control all that over here. I have my input here. I have registers A, B, and C. And for each register, I have a ones place, a tens place, and a hundreds place. So essentially, there's like 9 registers, but there's only like 3 numbers. Um, anyway, so we can read, write, and clear. And I have a refresh for the screen. And I haven't worked on any of that yet, so you can ignore that. But yeah, so here's the input and the enter and everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and, so I have nothing on my screen right now. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh it. So this takes just a second, but so we've got zeros and everything. So I've got nothing in there. So say I wanted to write to A and I want to do 367. So I would make sure I'm in right and register A, and let's start in the hundreds. So we'll do 3, copy that and enter it, and then we gotta do 6, so 360, copy that, enter it, and then 7, copy that and enter it. And it really doesn't matter if I leave those down or not, but we can go ahead and refresh our screen, and we've got 367. Now say we want to go to register B and write 986. Yeah, so this is only BCD. If I did anything else, it wouldn't know what to do. If I did like 12, it wouldn't know what to do. The decoder back here only does BCD, so it doesn't know how to handle anything else. I think anything else, it would just do nothing. Anyway, so we can save 9 here, and then 1, and then 8. And refresh it, and then see, it doesn't matter if I have that down or not. So 918. And that's all just back there, and it's reading. When we refresh, it's just reading whatever's in there. So if I were to change that 1, let's say, so it's the tens place of register B. If I were to change that 1 to a 4, and then I refreshed it, it would actually read that. Or if I changed it to a 2 and refreshed it, it's gonna do that. Or if I changed that 8 to I don't know, a 6 and refreshed it, and you can see it. I mean, it works pretty quick. The refresh takes a second, but everything else is very quick. It's almost instant. I mean, yeah, it's not like, it's not instant, but it's pretty close. Like, it's pretty fast. The refresh just takes a second because it does quite a bit of processing. That all happens over here. And the reason it takes so much is just because it's actually like reading what's in here. And when I say when it's reading, it sets the register and it toggles the read. It activates the read, of this register, the A1, and then it toggles the 1 off, and then it sets the 10s, so we're at A10 now, and we activate that. And over here, all of this is the stuff getting sent over to the screen. So the numbers are being sent to the screen over here with the refresh. All over here is it's reading from the we toggle the 10s, or toggle the 1s, set the 10s, we read, and then we activate that. So we're reading A10, toggle the 10, set the 100, so we're at A100, activate that, we read A100, toggle the 100, set the 1, toggle A, because we're no longer on A, set B, we're on B1 now, activate that, toggle 1, set 10, we're on B10, activate that, toggle 10, set 100, we're on B100, activate that, toggle 100, set 1, toggle B, set C, so we're on C1 now. You can see this is it's kind of like, it's just we're going through the registers. It's just a linear thing going through the registers over here, and it's using oh yeah, all the toggle stuff, and the set, all that's just happening right here. So when it says toggle, that just means to activate one of these. So if I were to toggle this, it that gets toggled right here, and then I can toggle it again to turn it off. That's all it does. So like the sets and the toggles, so set A, set 1, toggle read. So toggle read is actually like over here. That happens right here. I should actually mark that. Toggle right. Toggle read. Toggle clear. So yeah, the toggle read actually happens over here, but all the other toggles happen over here. So the toggle 100, 10, 1, A, B, and C, all that happens just right here. And so yeah. And I've got like, the reason this is kind of like bulky right here is because I've got it so that like, well, okay, when I run the refresh, you can see these black bars come up. That blocks the input so that the input doesn't actually affect which registers I'm accessing. So if I did that again, you can see I'm going through the registers one by one. So if we're getting an input right here, though, you can see it's affecting that. So I turn that off, and I probably could have done that in a better way. Like, I could have done all this in definitely a better way, but I'm not too worried about that. It works as is. Gives me enough space to like work. Gives me enough redstone line to add things if I want to. Yeah, and so anyway, and it gives me enough space right here for the command block. So if I want to add command blocks in here somewhere, it gives me enough space to work with. So anyway, because like right here, I was very tight working in here. So like all this is very awkward. You can see, I mean, this is, ideally this does not look like this, because this is like, it's underneath everything, and whereas like over here, this was a little bit better designed. So anyway. So yeah, if we were to go to register A now, and let's say I wanted to change that 7 to just a 0. You can copy the 0, write it, and then refresh it, and it'll change that to 0. And say I wanted to change that C, and I wanted to change it to 777. We can copy the 7, select all 3 on register C, enter that, and then refresh it. And yeah, it reads that. So you can do multiple at once, which is kind of nice. When you do the refresh, you can see too, this is the output register. So this is what's actually being outputted from the registers right here. From the refresh thing right here. When it's like activate, when it's saying like activate with the read, that's what's happening right here. It's essentially just cloning whatever in here to this register right here. And this is my input register right here. So when we copy stuff, so alright, when I toggle this, you can see the block goes underneath. The reason we copy stuff is because it doesn't actually go into the input register unless we copy it in there. If you can see that. So anyway, and that's just a little like input. So that just gave me the option. Well, when I run the refresh, you can see that block disappears. I can't actually copy anything into the input register now, because I didn't want like someone to input something and then activate the enter gets turned off. This input gets turned off. This input gets turned off, and because this input gets turned off, this doesn't really do anything. These inputs get turned off, and these inputs get turned off. These 3, and this one, because these 3 get turned off, this one doesn't really matter. And then those inputs don't matter yet. So everything, all the inputs get turned off and whatnot when the refresh is happening, just so nothing funky, you know, that the user can't actually do anything funky. And when I say turned off, I mean it just gets blocked in one way or another. So alright, when I toggle these inputs right here, you can see stuff changes. So right here, that block disappears and that block disappears. You can see. And also there's these lines right here get blocked like that when I toggle this. And then I think that's it actually for that. Yeah, it's just those 3 things. But then over here I have another toggle which does 2 things. These are the black bars. This does just the black bars. So it toggles those inputs off. Which, doing the black bars, does these 6 inputs. And then this one over here does that one, and these 3. That's the 3 things, and that the 2 things for that are those 2 things. Anyway. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna make it be able to add these numbers together now and whatnot, and save them, and yeah, just let it be able to do things with these numbers now. And it's actually doing like BCD, or I mean binary, but I mean it's building the number like this in BCD. So this number is not actually 360. It's the number 3, or the digit, it's the digit 3, the digit 6, and the digit 0. So what's saved in here is not actually the number, the binary number 360. It's the BCD number 360. The BCD number 360. Anyway. Yeah, oh, this was another cool little feature I had. So, Alright, say you're on read, right? We're on read over here. So this changes right here. The read just happens right, or like changing that stuff happens right here. So this is like the ROM. So we have our write, read, and our clear. And this is what's actually being changed. So you can see this is read. And so if I changed it to write, this gets changed to write. Or if I changed it to clear, gets changed to clear. Anyway, so if we're on clear, right, and I know I need to change the write, so say I'm writing to, yeah, that's fine. So it's on clear right now. I can activate this, which is write and enter, which is essentially just a bypass to having to press that button. So I can press write one time and it'll read that, and it'll enter it. So I don't have to actually press enter. I can just pull this lever to say and enter. Kind of cool little feature. I don't know. I mean, it's not necessary, but it's kind of neat. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, I just want to be able to do simple stuff with this. I don't want to be able to do anything crazy. This is just like an example for me to show people kind of what I do. So anyway, do here in Minecraft. So I'm not trying to have it do anything crazy. I mean, this screen is atrocious. I didn't design this the best. But I have another spot right there. I don't know if I'm going to do anything there. And I'm not actually, the way this writes is just with characters. I'm not actually doing pixel stuff. It's just writing the numbers. So I don't have, this is just like A equals. I can't actually change that. I can only change the numbers. And the reason I have it, I have 7 digits of space underneath there. I plan on only really using 6, but having 7 is nice, I guess. For if I guess if I need it. The reason I only plan on using 6 is because A times B, well, yeah, having 7 would be nice. Give me a little bit more, like more numbers I can have on the board. Yeah, I might do something like A times B plus C, you know. I might allow something like that. Anyway, yeah, I gotta work on that though. I gotta work on the addition part of that. All this. Now that I've got, you know, I can save this stuff and I can actually read it with like this refresh. It's pretty nice. Works pretty well. Try to make it dip back here so you can see all this working. I think I have it as quick as it can be. I don't think it can really go faster than what it's doing, just because of this stuff back here. This can all go much faster than this. The actual processing part, it's literally just the graphics part. But that's what this is. This is a refresh for the graphics. So I'm just refreshing the graphics. But the processing part, the actual reading, this part's actually really fast. Toggling all this stuff, like, see how much I can do in one spot, whereas see this, I can only, all the graphic stuff I have to do it two at it. Like, it's much slower. Like, I can stack multiple things with this. So many things. So to activate the toggle, the set, the toggle, and the other set. And there's anyway. Yeah, this is pretty quick, and I can have it much, like, the delay between each of these steps can be like 1 tick. I really only need like 1 tick of delay between each of these steps. Whereas for the graphics, I need the 3 ticks of delay between each step. But the toggle stuff, I only need 1 tick. Just 1 tick of delay to basically say this happens after this, just to keep it chronological, because I need these 3 command blocks to happen after these 3 happen. So 1 tick of delay to have that, and it's too quick. It happens too quickly if I have them just directly after. So I need that 1 tick. So anyway, this is just a reset, and resets the screen and everything. But I can just refresh it again and put everything back. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. Yeah, and I mean, you can see I really don't care about like how I'm flicking these levers or clicking these buttons, because it really doesn't matter. I made it so that it really doesn't matter how you click these buttons and whatnot. It matters the order in which you do it, but because, like, all right, you need to put your number first and then copy your number, and then you need to know what register and where you're putting that number, and then you can click enter. So once you know all that stuff, once you have copied your number and you've set your location, you can click, then you click enter, and then you can refresh. I don't even know where I put that. What? Okay. I was about to say, like, why is it not working now? Anyway. You can see it's going pretty quick. And then it just clears it at the end right there. That last redstone block right there just clears this input just one last time. It doesn't need to do that, but it does. see, clear the out register and then clear the screen in register. So that's this part right here, this register right here, which is going into this decoder. This register gets cleared, which just happens right here. Anyway, I think it's pretty neat. I think this works pretty well. I don't really know what else I need. The only thing I don't have is move. I don't have the ability to move from like B to A. But I'll add that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go.